What's up, guys? I'm going to do Bryan Johnson, the millionaire who spends $2 million a year on his blueprint for perfect health exercise regimen. I'm not doing the exercise regimen yet. Probably, I'm hoping that I'll feel better from doing his food, that I'll actually be motivated to do it. I know the chicken and the egg question, but I'm not doing anything other than walking right now. But I am going to eat his food as strictly as I can and be as compliant as possible. And so I'm making all three of his dishes, which is super veggies for breakfast, nutty pudding for lunch, and I like the sweet potato meal of the various meals. I might make the other meals too, but sweet potatoes appeals to me, so that's one I'm going to focus on. But I'm going to see how it goes, and I'm going to use this video to kind of start and document where I begin with this process. I'm going to track blood. I use Inside Tracker presently, and I'm going to run my blood test with them after a month to see how it's affected my blood work and see where my health and weight and the way I feel are as well. I am going to add some of his supplements to this stack, so we'll see how that goes. I haven't added the ones that are a little bit controversial just yet, but I might consider doing that in the future. Even as I'm making the video presently, I'm drinking 2 of the 5 cups of green tea a day. And it's a lot of work, man. So I'm going to try my best. Future videos will be how to streamline this process. Anyways, hope you enjoy. So we're going to start off with the super veggie meal. And I usually make that in the morning as I'm getting ready to go to work. I've made the nutty pudding and it's chilled overnight because it has to chill every night. I mean, it could just need to chill a few hours, but I chill it overnight. But anyways, about to get on this super veggie meal. So there are all the ingredients that are involved for this recipe. Printed those straight from Blueprint. Again, this is a package that I bought from my grocery store. It's not quite the right values as Bryan's, but it's far easier for me to do. I'm starting the boiling water on, looks like the wrong eye. That's great. So let's get that. Actually, let me change it up. When you get that started, I'm going to trim off the garlic. Actually, I have a piece of garlic, I think, already ready. Yeah, I had this one drying out from yesterday. Piece of garlic. And I'm going to break off a piece of 3 grams. It's about that much. There's my green for the morning. All right, get those boiling. All right, when these are almost finished boiling, which they are, I have my 300 grams of lentils put into this container. I don't like to blend the lentils, I actually like to chew them, so I'll leave them whole and intact, but I do microwave them to get them a little bit warm too. I'm gonna put all of this, I'm gonna strain it in the sink, and then I'm going to put it into the Vitamix here and blend it up. I already have the lime cut and the other ingredients ready to go. All right, actually I lied. I put the lentils in here just for the sake of today's going to be very busy at work. I'm going to go ahead and blend all of it. It makes it easier to eat because it's like a little paste like he says in his video, but I've got the stuff ready to go to get it in there. And I'll go ahead and put that lime in there. And then cumin and ginger root. Ginger root, 3 grams, is about approximately as much that fills up a tablespoon. So I'm going to do that. I can't do it with one hand. Also, if you are doing this at home, I'm going to save you a little bit of headache. Put your powdered stuff dead center if you can. If you put it in there just anywhere, when it starts blending, it'll throw it against the side wall, and it's hard to get it blended down. I'll show you in a second. So I don't know what blender you have, but I've got a Vitamix. I've had it for years. It's the best blender I've ever had. This is the basic one. It doesn't have more than 2 speeds, so it's just high or low, but it's so fantastic. So anyways, that I'm gonna go ahead and blend, get the plunger ready. Let's back this up a tad. good enough. It's gonna go in there. I've got my olive oil I'm gonna drizzle a tablespoon over. And you gotta keep chia seeds refrigerated. I didn't know this. I'm sorry, hemp seeds. Hemp seeds. All right, I just finished all that and kind of made the dish. I even decided today to try the dark chocolate like he has in his, just to see how it tastes. I've never tried that before. This will be the first day, but I'm really busy at work. It's 6:18. About to jump in the shower and run to work. I've got the nutty pudding. Let me turn this around. I showed you in the other video, but the nutty pudding sits in here and gels overnight, and then it has the other half of the cup of fruits that I'm gonna put in it. So I'm gonna top that off with it. Half of a scoop of protein powder is in that. And here is the final product for Super Veggies. I actually like it. I might put just a tad of that green salt that I told you I have low sodium salt at work that I keep next to my workstation. But either way, I honestly do like this. All right, so 3 tablespoons of ground macadamia nuts. I ground these in that food processor that I'm going to show you. They all go into the Ninja. That's all of the tablespoons. Then 2 teaspoons of ground walnuts. And then 1 teaspoon of ground flaxseed. Teaspoon. 1/4 of a Brazil nut. I already ate the Brazil nut today, so I'm not going to put it in there, but because I break them up and do that. Tablespoon of undutched. I don't know if this is undutched or not. Again, like I said, this is like the poor man's version, but a tablespoon's about 500 milliliters. A tablespoon. A teaspoon of sunflower lecithin. Stuff sticks in there. Cinnamon. It says salient. I do have some salient actually, but I'm using up all of the stuff that I had on hand. Half a teaspoon is about that. All right. Yeah, I'm going to use the stuff that I bought for sure later, but I'm going to run out of the regular stuff first. A cup of blueberries, raspberries, or strawberries. I currently have blueberries, so I'll get those. So half of the cup is actually going in. And the other half's going to be the garnish. The topper. All right, there's that half. Get my half ready for later. I usually get the other half ready for later, like this, and leave it in the fridge in the cup so that it's just easier to use tomorrow. The cup doesn't get very dirty anyways. The 50 to 100 milliliters of almond milk. Again, I still have oat milk, so I'm going to use it until I'm out, but it's about half of a cup. Ironically, I have my half a cup here. I can do this for now. Yeah, let's do it that way. It's about half a cup. I'm trying to figure out how to do things without the grams and milliliters because that confuses me. So like cup, teaspoon, tablespoon makes it so much easier to work with. So I did some simple conversions for this. All right. 3 cherries. All right, now I'm gonna have a very non-conventional way to deep hit my cherries. And you guys might think it's gross, but I'm gonna show you my cheat code. for cherries. So here's the ingredients I haven't blended yet. Here's one of the non-pitted cherries. I can deep hit it so much faster and with my teeth and tongue than I can with any device or cutting it or it makes a mess. So this is the way that I do that. So again, it's not freshly squeezed. I'm doing the cheap poor man's way. A shot glass is about 1.5. Actually, I didn't check this up and make sure it's homogenized. Yeah. So it's about 1.5. So I'm going about a full one and just a little bit more. I consider that 2 ounces. Shot glass makes it easy. So now literally gonna put it all in my Ninja. Roll it around. Sometimes stuff gets stuck. I'm not sure what's stuck. Oh, it's the lecithin. Lecithin stuck in there. I'm gonna spoon that out. All right, spoon that down off the wall. Back in here. Very, very pink looking. Gonna pour that into the container. So now tomorrow, there it is. I'm gonna put that in the fridge to chill, and in the morning, I'm gonna put a tablespoon, well, a big scoop of that, the pea protein, and the rest of the cup of the fruit. All right, so this is the morning time. It's been fridged overnight. And I put my scoop of pea protein in there and the berries. Not quite the way Bryan's looks, but when I mix that up, whenever I spoon it around and eat it, I think it's gonna be okay. I may end up blending the protein powder in with it. All right, and so my favorite dinner to make is the stuffed sweet potato 500 calorie meal. I'll show you how I do that. Here's the recipe. It comes straight off of his blueprint. I have all of those items. And so far what I've done in advance is I've put the chickpeas and the avocado, and I've juiced half of 1 lime and half of 1 lemon, and I've got it in there to marinate. I'm gonna mash in that avocado. It was a pretty ripe avocado. And I'm gonna mash those chickpeas with a fork. I've already cut up the jalapeno and the 4 radishes. And I changed the recipe just a little bit compared to what he does. But it's basically, I'm gonna get all this food down that you're looking at. I'm just gonna make a side salad out of some of it. And I'm gonna mix the stuff up together. I'm not gonna do the whole roast, the grape tomatoes. Bring them to, I'm doing the lazy man's way. I'm sorry, that's just the way I do it. I don't think that has anything to do with the nutrition of it. So I'll show you what that looks like here shortly. I'm gonna mash that up and make my sweet potatoes and salad. All right, so your average sweet potato, I'd say this is a large sweet potato. It's about 306 grams. So on average, it's about a large sweet potato. I've got the cherry tomatoes that I'm gonna put in my salad bowl. Typically, I'll make 4 of these and I'll bake them at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes. Check them and see if they're soft enough. If they're not, I'll go another 10 minutes. So with all the stuff that's been pre-cut and half of a lime, by the way, I put the half after I juice it. I stick it in my water so that I can drink infused water. I'm gonna do the same for the lemon. I have mashed all of the chickpeas, the half of the avocado, the teaspoon of chili powder, and the juices. They've been mashed, marinating, they're sitting here. They're gonna go on top of that, the sweet potato after I cook it, and I'm gonna put about half of these ingredients on that sweet potato, and the other half I'm gonna stick on my salad with the cherry tomatoes and the other bit of the lime juice. There's a strategy for having this mashed in this large bowl, because again, that's what I'm going to use as put my salad in, and therefore I can kind of sop up all the stuff that didn't come out. Also, I was going to say for these sweet potatoes, I just kind of split it in half and kind of chop it up before. I'm going to stick it, it's already been baked, but I'm going to stick it in the microwave with the toppings on it so that it can be, you know, cooked a little bit. I know that he advocates against microwaving, and if you've got the time and the energy to warm your stove up and put this in the air fryer or whatever it is you've got, then be my guest. I'm lazy, so I'm trying to find shortcuts. Sorry. Anyways, that's why I'm doing this. I still like the way it tastes though. So we'll see in a minute. So you can see what I do is I kind of get a little fork of it and then I put it on here. I've got it sitting on top of my blender to hold it for me while I can do this film. And I kind of mash it down. It's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of material in those chickpeas and the avocado, but this is what basically I'm doing with that. Sorry for the shaky camera. So literally I can show you, I've already juiced, you can see all that juice on there. I've juiced that half of lemon and a little bit of it in this salad that I've made now. And then I'm juicing the rest of this lime. I already put the majority of it on the top meal. So I'm gonna put this in here, let that marinate just a bit, and I'm gonna microwave both of these things till the stuff is soft. I stuck that squished lime half in there too. I'm gonna drink that. All right, so the plate with the sweet potatoes and stuff is microwaving right now. This is the salad that comes out of it. Now I know that the recipe says cilantro, a quarter cup, but I use baby spinach because cilantro tastes like, I've got that gene that makes it taste like dishwashing soap. I don't know if there's anything chemically or nutritionally better for cilantro, but I figured that baby spinach can't be too bad. I'd also put a spritz of apple cider vinegar or any type of balsamic vinaigrette or any vinegar at all. I'd put a spritz of it on it because I was eating the G-Bombs diet, which is Joel Fuhrman's nutritarian diet before, and I try to get the greens, and with Dr. Esselstyn's recommendations, you put a little bit of vinegar on, spritz it on your greens so that your nitric oxide production is magnified. And so I do that as well just to get nitric oxide up because I've had a heart attack, and so I'm trying to get my vascular system back in shape. But that's my salad. I'm gonna end up putting a couple of seasonings on there and wipe those edges with my fork. So pretty much, guys, there it is. There is the sweet potato, stuffed sweet potato meal. They're not stuffed, they're mashed. So whatever you gotta do to get it down. I'm gonna eat this side salad with it. They both are, honestly, I like the taste of both of them. And so I'm very, very happy to eat this meal. It's a lot. This thing's heavy. I mean, literally, this thing's probably 5 pounds. It's a lot of food. It's definitely filling. After I'm done, I don't want to eat anymore. I'm not adhering to his everything perfectly, but I'm pretty close to this diet. I eat these 3 meals that is outlined on his website every day. So there you have it. All 3 of his meals that I make pretty much every day. And in case something crazy comes up, it takes a considerable amount of prep time. It takes a little bit of my evening routine to discipline myself to this, and I have to go shopping often. But I'm a recovering alcoholic, so trying to keep myself busy with constructive things, getting rid of self-destructive behavior off of, Bryan says off his site. And so I'm not doing everything that he does. I've yet to start a morning workout regimen. I mean, I do walk. I walk a lot at work. The other day I got 18,000 steps in at work. So I do get a lot of walking, but as far as resistance training, I haven't started that yet. And I don't eat as much calorie restriction as he does. I know he's at a 20% calorie deficit, and I'm not doing that. If I get hungry for an extra meal, it's always something like a salad with half a can of beans. When I was following Joel Fuhrman's diet, it was the G-Bombs acronym is greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds, and that's what I ate. And when I eat the greens, I use Esselstyn's concept of put vinegar on it for the nitric oxide boost. So I'm a unique situation because I am a post-cardiac, event survivor, and I'm trying to keep my veins clean, and I'm trying to eat nutritionally. I'm trying to look at my supplements. I'm going to probably start testing my blood to see where my nutrients are. I've asked my doctors for specific blood tests and they just won't do them. So I know that there's insurance and this and that, and I've used Inside Tracker before, and I'd recommend them. I've used them and I like it a lot. I don't know who Bryan uses his own lab. I'm not trying to, replicate everything that he does. I'm trying to find something that's suited to me. I feel like that since he's got so much time and money and resources invested as far as the diet goes, and we're all, I know everybody says you got to eat what's best for you, but we're all pretty much the same anatomy and nutritional demands unless something's crazy. So his diet so far has been good. I feel good on it. I feel like I have a lot of energy unless I work really hard, and I'm a little bit low because I'm eating at a slight, caloric deficit. I weigh 220 pounds. And so I'm eating, his diet is roughly, 1,977 calories. And then I might eat an additional meal of half a can of beans. I mean, we're talking about 200 calories plus the veggies that go on with that. So I'm probably topping out around 2K. Either way, I'm feeling good. I'm going to continue to evolve and see how it goes. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you.